Healthcare is changing rapidly. What doesn't change is our commitment to high-quality care for our patients.
We know we can't always do it alone. It's good to have partners who work with us so our patients have the care they need.
When the situation is critical and time matters, it's important that the connections between us work.
The days of one patient, one doctor are gone. Today, all care involves collaboration.
Access to care is important in rural areas. As a healthcare system, we work together to give the patients the care they need.
What we do is so much more than a business. It's a mission. We're helping people we know and care about.
Sometimes the people closest to us are the ones who need our care. We don't know whose life will be in danger next.
There's something really special about local people helping local people. It brings out the best in everyone.
We want to have the right people providing the right care at the right place at the right time. Because that really matters when it's your wife, your child, or your dad.
It took a team effort because Dad came into Kalkaska, the ER there, and he was immediately diagnosed with what was wrong.
Mr. Hicks, which is assistant doctor, he said, "I think you got a leak."
It was on a weekend, and it was in the middle of the night, and they rushed him over effectively in the ambulance. Only about 50% of the people that have this happen to them make it to the hospital.
They couldn't put me under because they'd lose me.
He was enduring amazing pain. He said, "Tim, all I could think of was Jesus on the cross and the pain he must have felt." But about, I think it was 4 a.m., Dr. Boros came in, and he said, "Your father's made it through."
I am glad to be here, because basically I'm pretty healthy, and in fact I've been cutting a little bit of wood.
The team worked flawlessly, and he's here today, and we're so very thankful for that.
Dr. Boros, Mr. Hicks, Joe Dupe, I keep thinking of them and the Lord. And he decided that he needed me around for a while yet, I guess.
Started working in OB in the spring. I'm still on orientation. I went into Mercy Hospital, Cadillac, to have my second child. Had a great pregnancy, labor, delivery, and didn't expect to come out with a hysterectomy. Could tell by the way I was feeling. I knew I was losing a lot of blood and I was getting tired, and I know the symptoms of hemorrhaging and losing blood. I know that they tried their best, tried to get the bleeding to stop. By the time I woke up, I asked one of the girls what had happened, and she said, "You had a hysterectomy." Shock at that moment. I spoke to Dr. Nelson Poe after the pathology results came back, and it was a placental accreta, which is quite rare. It was a fluke. The first hemorrhage case that I have, and it ended up being me. I can't speak enough about the people that I work with and the care that I received. I trusted everybody completely. Everybody pulled together, and I'm here. I remind myself every day when I go to work, I have people's lives in my hands, and OB is the happy place. It's great when it's great, and it's bad when it goes bad. And mine went bad, but I'm healthy, I have a healthy son, and we had a great ending.
The last hospital I was in Scotland when I was 8-year-old with measles. So that's a long time ago. I thought I had the flu. Everybody had the flu at that time. But mine lasted for over a month. Breathing got worse. So we went to emergency at Gaylord Hospital. They kept me in, which was a big surprise to me. Dr. Lee at Otsego Memorial Hospital. He was the one that started the ball rolling. It surprised me that Dr. Lee would even suggest that I go and see a cardiologist. He recommended Dr. Ochoa. Well, I didn't really realize how desperate the situation was. It's obvious that there's a connection there between Otsego and Munson. since they know each other and know their capabilities, I felt that I was going to a good hospital. The care that I got in both hospitals, it was first class. They look after each patient. They're monitoring me all the time. And I've seen a big difference. I was very fortunate to meet Dr. Sterling in the passageway at Munson. And how do you thank somebody for saving your life? All you can really do is shake his hand and thank him. So quick.
About 4.5 weeks ago, on a Sunday, I was out taking a walk with a friend. I had a terrible fall, tripped over a large piece of driftwood onto concrete, smashed my face. My husband Phil took me to Paul Oliver Hospital that was just 2 miles from home. My face was swelling like crazy. They did a CT scan of my head, a CT scan of my face. Matt, the PA, really was able to tell me a great deal about what was going on with broken bones around my eye.
As a physician, I've spent many of hours in emergency rooms, and I was very impressed. She was seen by 5 medical specialists in a matter of 3 days.
All these doctors were able to communicate with each other. All the x-rays and CT scans were sent from one to the next.
They reassured her and I that she was going to get better.
It was a really good experience, my first at the Paul Oliver emergency room, and I must say that I was impressed.
Well, I work at Gates Au Sable Lodge in Grayling, Michigan. It's a world-class fly fishing shop. I'd had a history of kidney stones going back some number of years. I got another kidney stone that acted up. It's excruciatingly painful. So I went to see Dr. Sterling, Brian Sterling here in Grayling. And he took care of it, did a cystoscopy, took care of the kidney stone, got it out. On examination, he realized I had a lot more kidney stones in my left kidney. He thought they should be removed. In order to do that, you need to consult with an interventional radiologist. The procedure to take that cluster of stones out is called a percutaneous nephrolithotomy. And they manually, physically remove the stones. They took out a lot of kidney stones, estimated between 50 to 80. I think they probably got tired of counting. Well, my care was terrific. Everybody there was great. And yeah, it was nice that all these doctors could work together in conjunction with each other when they were all familiar with my case. Everything was like clockwork. Gotten top-notch care from everyone involved in the entire system. And I'm going to be back to work full-time next summer. I'm very much looking forward to that.
I was admitted for 14 days to West Shore Hospital, and at the time that I was admitted, I was diagnosed with influenza B, had pneumonia. Dr. Weiner was very involved with my case. West Shore does not have a pulmonologist or a cardiologist. However, he assured me that he was talking with a team at Munson Medical Center in Traverse City, and they were working along with him and advising him. I was very ill, so ill that they were losing me. I arrived at Munson Hospital. That team had already been formed for me. Those doctors already knew what my case was. They gave me the confidence that I could face anything, and I wasn't alone. Right now, I am enrolled at West Shore Hospital. They make it such a joy. You can't help but walk away feeling great. I'm just so thankful that West Shore Hospital and Munson Medical Center were able to work together. Look at me today. I'm so far ahead of where the doctors thought I would be.
It was a C-section, so I just knew the day that I was going in, and I was looking forward to going back because it was kind of like a little retreat where I could stay a few nights, have nurses take care of me, and have lake views. Things didn't go anything like planned. They believe that he aspirated amniotic fluid when he was born. After a couple of hours, Dr. Tinney, along with the nurses, decided that Salem needed to be taken to the neonatal intensive care unit at Munson. I was very, very sad to watch him get taken away.
I had no idea how sick he was. It ended up being persistent pulmonary hypertension, which is a pretty big deal.
Dr. Tinney was very happy with the decision that he made to send him to Munson because he was extremely sick. When I got there, I was shocked at first. There were a lot of machines around him. Because he was working so hard to breathe, he had little pinhole leaks in his lungs.
The neonatal ward there was spectacular. There wasn't a doubt in my mind that we weren't going to come up on top, and they saved his life.
I own a machine shop, got about 10 people working for me. A year ago I was diagnosed with an enlarged heart. It was almost twice the size of a normal person's heart. A regular person's heart would kind of go like this. Mine was so big it was more just quivering. A heart transplant, and I've never been sick or whatever, and all of a sudden go from that to, a real just grim outlook. I was one of their first patients there. I was down to 109 pounds. Yeah, it was just terrible. I was almost like bedridden. We left the heart center. Cell phone rang about 15 minutes later on our way back, and I seen it was from Munson. It was actually Dr. Rakia, just to tell me that I went from 13% to 35%. He was just ecstatic. I think me and my wife cried all the way home. The cure that they gave me, Dr. Rakia and Sheila and Nancy and the whole staff over there, I mean, I owe my life to them. They don't even treat you like a patient. They treat you like a great friend or whatever. They care so much over there. In June, like his exact words is, well, we don't really got to see you too much anymore. Just go live your life. And that was just the best news I've ever heard.
I had a traumatic injury, and they took wonderful care of me.
I'm very grateful for all the care that I got at both hospitals. I am forever in debt to them for what they've done for my family.
Because of the quality care that I got at all these facilities, I'll be able to be out there next year doing that again. I love that job.
I could have died, I could have bled to death. They took great care of me. I'm here because of everything they did.
See, this whole thing came as a shock, and but they've been taken care of and been taken care of well. And they made it quite plain to me that I was special.
These people gave more than what they'll ever receive. They truly gave more.
So life's really fragile if you think about it. It's a good thing the doctors, people know what they're doing.
Oh, I definitely felt like I got a second chance at life, and I just can't thank them enough. I feel very, very lucky to have met these people.